Welcome everyone, and invite you now to make a little space for yourself today. And whatever time you're practicing, roll out your mat and let's do a nice energizing session today. So just about uplifting our energy and making us feel a bit more spring-like, especially now the sun is shining outside. So just rolling out the mat and coming to join me. You can start in any seated comfortable position. So cross legs, sitting on our knees. If you're sitting on your knees, sometimes it's nice just to place a blanket in between the backs of the legs and the bum and just allow yourself to come and find a comfortable sit. And we're just going to begin by letting the body settle into a space where it is allowed to just stop all the doing for a moment. And that might be quite challenging for some of us, to bring the body into a state of stillness and take any wiggles or rolls of the shoulders that you need. Let the hands just rest gently somewhere in the lap or on the sides. And then just closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable, or lowering the gaze. And beginning to connect with the breath. Allowing ourselves this space to notice. Notice the breath as we draw it into the body. Notice the breath as we allow to leave the body. How does it feel today? How does it feel in this moment? What qualities does it present to you? Does it feel rushed? Does it feel slow and steady? Is it shallow or deep? Is there any pain as you breathe? Any niggles? Can you feel anything as you breathe in? Can you feel anything as you breathe out? You may be placing a hand on the chest and the belly and just sensing and feeling, where does the breath flow to? As you breathe in, can you feel the belly moving? As you breathe in, can you feel any movement in the chest? We're not trying to change the breath here. We're simply bringing our awareness to it, noticing how it feels in the body, where it's flowing to. And as we sit with this natural breath, are there any emotions coming up for you? Any feelings that are arising? Releasing the hands from the body, resting them gently in the lap. And just allowing the next few breaths to let go of the noticing. Let go of the awareness. And simply allowing yourself to breathe. Drawing our attention now to that inhale, actively drawing in fresh energy, fresh prana, expanding the lungs outwards, lifting ourselves from that inward space to come back into the room or area around us, letting the eyes come open, allowing the light, the colours to draw in and lifting the gaze. And just staying where you are in your seated position. We're going to inhale, draw the chest forward, curving the lower back. As we exhale, round that spine, draw the belly button in, draw the chin into the chest, curving through the upper back. And then moving with your own breath, inhaling forward, exhaling back into a seated cat and cow. Just feel the chest drawing open and feel the back of the lungs expanding out. Let the breath be your guide. And then drawing back to a neutral spine. We're inhaling the arms up, fingertips come to touch. As we exhale, draw the hands out into cactus arms, bringing the thumb and the index finger together, lifting up through the chest, drawing those elbows back behind us. Inhale and exhale out into cactus arms. As we do this, try to keep the lower spine straight. We're not curving into the lower back, tailbone down to the earth. Moving a few more times with your own breath. As we exhale, just staying here and breathing. We're going to circle into the wrist. Maybe making fists with the fingers in one direction and then the other. Inhale, lift the hands back up. This time as we exhale, we're going to draw the right arm behind us, left arm in front, coming over to the right. Inhale, rise. Exhale, opposite side, right arm front, left arm behind, over to the left. And inviting you to move from side to side in this twist with your own breath. And finishing on an even side, over to the left. Going back to center. Releasing out those hands, shake them down across the body. Just really shake the fingers and the arms out. Make any patterns you wish. Shake it all away. Bringing that energy into the body. Now feel free to come off the knees if you're on the knees, or switch the cross on the legs if you had cross legs. So just move the lower part of the body about a second just to ease that off. So we're gonna do a breathing exercise, Kapalabhati breathing or fire breath of fire. So this is a really nice one for drawing energy into the body. It also really gets our solar plexus fired up, hence the name of the breath. So to begin with, we're just going to place our hand on our solar plexus, just beneath the rib cage. I'm going to take a lovely deep breath in through the nose And as we do, we expand the belly out. And as we exhale, we're going to force that belly back in to push the air out. So it's a forceful exhale. And then we're just going to continue doing that, one breath after the other. So feel free to take this at your own pace. It can be fast. It can be a slower breath. If you feel like you lose the rhythm, start again. This is one of those breaths that I sometimes struggle with. So it takes a bit of practice, but just stick with it. We're going to do it for about a minute. And then we're just going to feel into how that kind of changes the sensations in the body. So feel free to keep your hand there if you wish, so you can feel that sensation. If not, we're going to begin. So taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhale. And if you're doing it, you should hear that constant, as if we're pumping the body. If you lose it, take a deep breath in, start again. And if you really don't like it, just come back to a natural breath. We've got a few more seconds to go. And taking that final breath, release it out. Just return to a normal rhythm. We're just going to take a few moments of breath here, going back to our natural pace. Just sensing any sensations going on in the solar plexus area. Sensing anything that's come up. This breath actually always makes me smile. I don't know why. It brings out a childish energy in myself. So just embrace whatever's coming through for you, whether it be that childish energy and a little bit of a smile, or maybe you feel a little bit like, oh, I'm not sure if I like that, maybe a bit dizzy. Just give yourself a moment. And release that out and let it go. Just a little wiggle of the shoulders. And if we've got our legs crossed, switching that cross again, just so our legs don't go too still in that position. So we've got one more seated movement. So bringing the hands onto the knees. We're just going to circle through the torso. So we're keeping those hips nice and grounded. And we're moving almost from that same space, churning around through the solar plexus, through the belly. Just stirring that fire a little more, drawing and creating energy in the body. It doesn't matter which direction you went in, because we're going to reverse that direction short. Just let the breath be wherever it wishes to be here. And then coming in the opposite direction. Again, just sinking those hips down into the ground. Drawing that in, that motion from the center of the belly, the rib cage, that solar plexus area. And coming back to stillness, we're then going to release out onto all fours. And we're going to bring the knees nice and wide to the mat, big toes together. Sink the hips back and down, and just let the body and the arms stretch out to the top of the mat, foreheads coming to the floor or to a blanket or a block. And let the hips sink back. Allow yourself just to ground into the earth. On an inhale, we're lifting the head. We're going to draw the right arm through and under the left, so threading it through. Turning the right cheek to come and rest on the mat. Just a few breaths here. And an inhale, lifting the head, drawing that arm back out. Exhale down to the mat. As you inhale, lift the head, draw the left arm through and under the right. Left cheek coming onto the mat. And inhale, lifting, drawing back through as we exhale. Finally coming into our few moments of child's pose, Balasana. You're going to push into the hands, lifting up, draw the knees back in, tuck those back toes. Take a lovely deep inhale as we exhale, lift the hips, sink them up, heels sinking down to the mat. And we're just going to pedal out each heel. So lifting the right heel as we drop the left, lifting the left as we drop the right. And just let this movement look however it needs to for you. We're pushing into the hands, each finger grounding into the mat. Each knuckle of the hands grounding into the mat, creating that stability beneath us. And play around with allowing the body to move with the legs. And then play around with keeping the body as still as we can and just working directly into the back of the leg. Then we're going to take a lovely deep breath in, drawing energy up through the hands, up through the spine, into the hips. And as we exhale, we send that energy down through the back of the legs, out through the heels, finding some stillness in our downward dog. Excuse me. And maybe you keep the knees bent, the backs of the legs feel a little too tight. And don't worry about those heels reaching the mat. It's never the end goal. It's about that downward sensation. Final breath here. And as we inhale, we're looking up at the hands. Step or walk the feet forward, up in between the hands. As we exhale, bend the knees. Let the chest come down onto the thighs. Let the head hang. Hands can just be gently resting on the mat or maybe on the shins. We're coming into a forward fold, Uttanasana. And we're just breathing here. Letting gravity do its work with the spine of the head. And maybe you may want to turn the head from side to side gently. There's a little sensation in the neck. Coming back to stillness. We're going to bring the hands onto the shins. As we inhale, we're going to begin rolling up. Keep the fingers connected to the legs. Drawing all the way up to the hips. Head's going to come up last. Roll the shoulders back. Standing up nice and tall. Taking a deep breath in. Readjust the leggings. Take a lovely deep breath in, growing lovely and tall through the spine, up through the crown of the head. As we exhale, we're going to roll back down, bringing the hands to the top of the thighs. Rolling down. And as we inhale, drawing back up. Releasing up and out into Tadasana around mountain pose. I'm going to work through Just a variation of sun salute for a few rounds just to build that heat and energy in the body. Bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart, both palms together. Inhale, rising up to the sky. Exhale, drawing down through the body into our fold. We're going to inhale into halfway lift, so lifting the chest, hands on the fingertips or shins. Exhale into our fold. Step it back into our downward dog. Exhale out. Just pause for a breath here. Taking an inhale, look and step up to the hands. Exhale into our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. Hands come to touch above the head. Exhale, down to the heart. Gather your breath. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, release into our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release out into our downward dog. Pause for a breath. Inhale, step forward. Exhale into our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release back into our downward dog. Steady the breath here. We're pushing the hands into the mat, grounding and stable. Inhaling that energy up through the arms and the spine into the hips. Sending it down through the legs, out into the soles of the feet. Energy flowing all the way through the body. Inhale, step it forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Release the arms either side of the body into our mountain pose. Taking a moment to feel any heat, energy. This time as we inhale, arms roll all the way out through the body, rising up. As we exhale, we aeroplane the arms out behind us, coming down into our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release out into our downward dog. This time as we inhale, right leg comes up to the sky, pointing those toes, stretching them away. On an exhale, drawing that right knee into the chest, coming forward, letting the foot drop in between the hands or wherever it lands and just walking it up there. Drop the back knee, untuck the back toes. Inhale, lifting the arms up into the sky, coming into Anjayasana, low lunge. Let the hips drop. Lift the chest. Exhale, release. Tuck those back toes. Step it back into our downward dog. Exhale out. As we inhale, left leg comes up to the sky. Stretch the toes away. As you exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Step the left foot forward. Drop the back knee and tuck the back toes. Inhale, lifting the arms up to the sky, dropping the hip. Exhale, release. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Step it back. Exhale out into our downward dog. As you inhale, step forward into our fold. Exhale out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale into the fold. As we inhale, circle the arms up and around the body. Exhale down to the heart. One more. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, release the arms round the body, coming into our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release into the fold. Step it back into our downward dog. As we inhale, lift the left leg up into the sky. Stretch those toes away. As you exhale, draw that left knee in. Bring that left foot forward in between the hands. Now, option 2, drop that back knee if you wish. Or we're going to keep the heel off the ground, but push the heel away. So strengthening through that right leg. And as we inhale, we're lifting up the arms to the sky. Sink the hips, coming into our high lunge. Exhale, release the hands. Step it back into our downward dog. Inhale, lifting up the right leg into the sky. Stretch the toes away, creating length and space in that right leg. As we exhale, draw that right knee forward, drop the foot in between the hands, and again, keeping that back knee lifted if we can. Flexing through the heel. Ground the feet as we inhale, lift the hands up to the sky, find the steadiness, find the fire in the belly. Breathing here. Exhale, release the hands. Step it back into our downward dog. Inhale, step forward into our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. As we inhale, circle the arms up and around the body. Hands come to touch. Exhale, down to the heart. We're coming down to the mat now. Release the hands either side of the body. And option 2, keep the feet apart or bring them together. The closer together they are, the more challenging this will be. So we're going to inhale, lifting up onto the tippy toes, lifting the heels away from the mat. Hands can come together and prayer in the heart. And as we exhale, we're going to bend into the knees. Sink the bum and the hips down towards the heels. And then see if we can catch a little balance. Keep the back nice and straight if we can. And then you can either stay here or come down onto the bum. Or if you wish, we're going to extend the left arm out in front. Right arm out behind us, twisting over to the right. Inhale, lift the hands together above the head. Exhale out to the opposite side, right arm in front, left arm behind. Use that energy and strength. Inhale one more time on each side. Well done, everyone. And then as we release the hands, We'll let the bum just drop onto the mat. Just swap the feet apart if we had them together, sitting up nice and tall, hands out behind us, lift through the chest. Just going to rock the knees from side to side, allowing the hips to roll with them. Coming back to center, crossing the left leg over the, no, right leg over the left thigh. We're just going to circle into that right ankle in one direction and then the other. Release that leg out. Opposite side, left leg crosses over the right thigh and circle the left ankle in one direction and then the other. Release that leg out, release the legs out in front, flex through the heels, just sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to take a fold before we come down for our Shavasana. Inhale, lifting the hands up above the head, stretch through the fingertips. As we exhale, just hinging at those hips, coming forward, trying to keep the arms either side of the ears, stretching through the fingers. So you may find that you only bend a little way, a few degrees, but just holding it there. Sense the core is turned on. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale, releasing down into our fold. Maybe you come a little further, maybe you don't. We're trying to keep the spine nice and long. Stretch from the crown to the tailbone. And then on an exhale, we're just going to let the hands drop wherever they fall, either side of the legs. Round through the upper back. Let the head come down towards the thighs. And just let go of all the work the body's done. On an inhale, just begin walking the hands back towards the body, rolling up. Release out the shoulders, a wiggle in the body. And then I'm going to invite you to come down into Shavasana. Or any pose of your choice, which is relaxing for you. So maybe effortless rest pose, which is where we walk the feet out to the edges of the mat. And let the knees drop in and support each other. But wherever you are, just beginning to let the body get comfortable. Rolling out the hips. Rolling the shoulders, just grounding them into your mat. Flex through the heels if we're stretching out the legs. Let the feet just drop out to the side. Hands, palms facing up. Relax off the face muscles. Let the lips be soft. And begin reconnecting with that breath. Feeling that exhale traveling down through the body. Down from the crown of the head, through the face, through the shoulders. Feel that exhale releasing down to the chest, the arms, the hands, the belly, the hips, down through the legs and out through the soles of the feet. Drawing you into a state of stillness, a place where you can let go of all the work you've done during your practice. but all the work you've done during your day or your week. Allow that exhale to let it go. Embrace the body as it feels now. And allowing yourself to get lost in this moment. Gently now, bringing your focus to that in-breath, sensing the energy as you draw it into the body, sensing that energy that you've created and drawn in, bringing about a wiggle of the fingers and the toes, a rock of the head from side to side, drawing the knees into the chest and giving yourself a energetic hug, a squeeze, knowing you're ready to rise, that fire inside of you. And then rolling over onto one side and pausing for just an extra breath. And when you're ready, rising to seated, bringing the hands together in Anjali Mudra at the heart, palms together, thumbs connected to the chest. And just bowing your head in thanks to yourself for creating this space, this time that is just for you to connect, just for you to be with yourself. And thanking yourself for creating energy, drawing it in, preparing you to take on your day or your week. The light and love within me bows to the light and love within you. Namaste, my beautiful people. I hope you enjoy that. Let me know if you do. And I've tried to make it a quicker practice than some of my others so that you can fit it in more easily around your day. So have a wonderful day, everyone.